Hello, everybody. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing great. And as always, we're back with another video and back with another topic of discussion for all of my athletes or whoever's interested in understanding how the mind of an athlete works. Today, we'll be talking about neglecting the impact of your support. Maybe you're supporting your teammates from the sidelines, right? I'm sure that we all want to be on the field, we all want to be competing. But when it's time for others to take center stage, when it's time for others to compete, how do we support them? We know how important external support is to us, but do we realize just how important our support can be to other people? It's important because growth is not just a personal thing. It's not just individual. People around you and the people that you compete with help you grow. People around us contribute to our day-to-day lives. Even in the smallest of actions, the smallest of contributions, some of these things can go a very long way. But do we realize how our actions, how our little daily contributions, even when we're on the sidelines, can contribute to someone else's growth? The main issue is forgetting that the game goes on even when you're not in action. The game goes on when you don't have the ball. The game goes on when you're on the sidelines. A lot of us play when we're in action. A lot of us play, a lot of us are focused when it's about us, when we have to do something. But what about when someone else is in that position? What about when someone else has the spotlight? Your teammate has the ball, or your teammate, has his opportunity to show himself, has his opportunity to demonstrate what he's about. How do you behave and how do you contribute to that? Answer is, a lot of us don't contribute as much, or we don't really contribute at all. We were very focused on ourselves. We obviously want people to contribute to what we're doing. We want people to be attentive to what we're doing. But when you're on the sidelines, when you're watching your teammates compete, you're not really focused on what's going on. And even if you're not running, you can focus, you can watch to give feedback. You can watch and focus to support. But we don't really do that as much. And that is a problem, because the game goes on beyond our actions. It's a team effort. Sometimes your actions are for yourself, but sometimes your actions should be for other people to help them grow the same way you would want them to help you grow. Second issue is obviously letting a negative personal situation affect the people around you. For example, you get benched, and instead of, looking at how you can maybe analyze the game, think about what you could have done better, or just reflect on your performance up till that point. Because again, getting benched or being on the sidelines is not always a bad thing. I think that the focus in these kind of situations are on the wrong things. A lot of people think that the world is against them. Why am I being benched? Why am I on the sidelines? Why do I not have the spotlight? But can we not think about others? Can we not think for others? Do we not realize that we are playing a team sport? And even if you're playing in an individual sport, maybe you're boxing or you're running, you're still part of a team. There's still people that are contributing to what you're doing. So when it's someone else's time to take center stage, or when it's someone else's time to have their time, to have their opportunity, why does it have to be so negative? Why do you all of a sudden have to make it all about yourself? And why do we mask passion by a lack of selflessness? Why do we try to justify selfishness for care about ourselves? when we're just outright being selfish towards the people around us and towards the people that support us when we have our time. How do we deal with this? It's pretty simple. The first thing that you need to realize is that you need to support others the same way you want to be supported. You need to learn that at different times you will be called to play a different role, and you have to play that role to the best of your ability. If you're on the field, you give it everything for your team. If you're on the track, if you're running a relay, you give everything for your team. But if you're on the sideline, maybe you're benched, you're not playing, you might not be satisfied with your game time, your situation. That's fine. But at the end of the day, this is a team sport you're playing. And you need to be happy for your teammates the same way you want them to be happy for you. When you're on that sideline, you support them to the best of your ability, because no one would want to be on the field and not be supported. So it's important for you to reciprocate that when you're in that position. It's not necessarily that you're not good, that you're not enough, but everybody has their time. Seasons might be long. Everybody deserves an opportunity. Is it really fair for you to believe that you should always be the main guy? Always be the one that we're working around? Don't you believe that the people around you also deserve an opportunity? Not only that they deserve an opportunity, but that you should contribute to their opportunity going well. The second thing, which is a bit more practical, but it's to learn to choose growth when most people choose to feel sorry for themselves or turn a normal situation into something negative. Negative because in these situations, people tend to make it all about themselves. Every role you're put in at different times will allow you to learn something. Some things will teach you patience. Maybe being on the sidelines can teach you how to be more supportive, be more attentive to what the other person is doing, be better at giving feedback, be better at analyzing the game, analyzing other people's performances. See how you can bring something to them, but also add something to your game by being more attentive instead of being in your head, feeling sorry for yourself, being down, and not focusing on what you can get in that different role. Sometimes people feel like they're being demoted because they're on the bench, or they're being demoted because someone else has the spotlight. But in reality, it's an opportunity for you to learn, and that is a choice. I don't want people to feel and normalize the idea of acting crazy when things go wrong and quote it as passion. That's not passion, because you're simply missing out on the opportunity to learn and to come back better. You're missing out on the opportunity to just be a better teammate, to be a better person in general. Someone that supports others the way they want to be supported. Hope you learned something from this video. I sure did. Enjoy, take care, catch you guys next time.